think this is where we have to scratch the big itch of why we're calling it cybersecurity versus what I believe is information security.
Okay.
Information security has been a term that's been around for a long time, and maybe that's why it's not being used anymore. Even big organisations like ISACA, who do the CISM certification, and ISC Squared, who do CISP, they're all calling it cyber. For me, cybersecurity is a part of information security. It's something that's developed along the way. So just if some of the listeners aren't aware, information security is about policies, processes and procedures. So we're getting the leadership and management on board, and they're giving direction down to people so they know what's expected of them. A little bit like we were saying before, making sure they know what's expected of them and they know how to act should certain incidents occur. You've also got physical security, personnel security, which I think is a major part of what we're here to discuss as well, because we're dealing with people. It's information about people that people are using to do things, and as much as it is a semi-technical environment, just like with most other types of work and jobs, it's people that we're dealing with at the end of the day. And I think the further you go down your path as a professional, you realise it's about interactions with people. The technical knowledge needs to be there, your professional knowledge needs to be there, but it is about how you deal with people ultimately.
Yep.
And so if we want to, especially if we want to change a culture, we've got to figure out how we're dealing with people. But in this term as well here, like with personnel security, we're very much thinking about insider threats, security backgrounds, all this type of thing. And we've also got IT security and then cyber security. IT security is the good measures that go around things like information management, passwords, and that, you know, how you create your information environment. And then cyber security, which has now become a capsule term for everything. And I use it myself because I know you have to. Commercially, you just have to now, because people think information security was something which happened last century, and cyber security is what's happening now. Cybersecurity is like the definitive actions that we're using to protect the cyber environment.
Yep.
Yeah, and automation, to go to your question, automation is a major part of that. But there are these other processes, and I think so we can automate it. We should use AI as it comes in. Software that can do the active threat management, ATP, threat monitoring, data loss prevention. It's brilliant at that, and we should recognise that software is very, very good at doing the things that we aren't good at.
Yep.
But we should also use our brains as part of the process. It's a layered approach, as with any type of security and any type of defence. You need several layers. You can't just have one layer, because if you beat the system, you get through. And I think this is one of the issues with calling it cybersecurity. It alienates some of the people that we're really trying to bring on board.
Yep.
I think we know quite clearly with like ISO 27001, NIST, most of the security management, well, all of the security management frameworks acknowledge that leadership has to come right from the top. That's the security culture, and it's got to flow all the way down.
Yep.
The issue is when we're using terms like cyber, it sounds very much like it's the IT department we need to get involved with.
Yep.
It's like it's just not a business function. We're like, well, no, it's your business that goes down ultimately.
Yep.
It's you, the board, that will be held to account by the Information Commissioner's Office or someone like that type of thing. It's your business reputation, your business that gets the loss or the lost sales because you've been ransomed or something like that. So I do think the term cyber alienates the very people that we're trying to really bring on board, because once they're on board, then it will flow down, because it will matter to them, so that it matters to the business, it matters to everybody else. So I think we can use automated products, we'll look at it in a cyber way, but there's a much bigger wrap than just that. There really is. We've got to make sure that, what's the point of having all these brilliant, software and technical solutions where if I can just walk straight into your server room, I can get access to your building and your files to everything. I can put a telelogger on the back of your, your network infrastructure somehow, because I can gain physical access to your building, to everything and your people aren't trained enough to recognise other things outside of the computer. You're not going to be protected. As I say, there are those 5 elements which mean, and if you ignore any one of them, that's a vulnerability. Yeah. And as we know, that's exactly what criminals are looking for, and they're good at it. Yeah. They'll notice a weakness quickly and they'll look to exploit it. So I'm like, oh God, we can't get past those firewalls, but have you been to the building? Yeah, they just walk straight in the place. Yeah. So we've got to look at everything. And if we just rely on automated tools and think we're safe, I think that's quite misleading. And it can give the concept, the feeling of protection, where in reality you're not.